The text came at 2:13 a.m. A family group photo. My wife's sister in her wedding dress. Everyone smiling, glasses raised. My wife standing at her side, chin lifted, eyes sharp. Everyone was there. Except me. No explanation, no seat with my name, no whispered apology in the corner of the hall. Just silence. When I asked her why, she barely looked up from her phone. "Don't make it about you," she said, like she was ordering me to close the wound myself. I nodded. That was my crime. Quiet compliance. A nod, a swallow, a buried rage. But beneath the calm surface, something cracked. And when cracks form, light spills out. Or darkness. Weeks later, my own photo would surface across every platform. A seaside ceremony. White tents, dark suits, champagne pouring like a tide. Except this wasn't a wedding. It was a burial. The death of her performance, her lies, her carefully arranged reality. And I was the one who lit the fire. The omission wasn't about a wedding. It was about erasure. A husband left outside while the family played perfect inside. A man silenced while whispers moved in shadows. I watched my wife in the days after. The way her phone stayed tilted away from me. The sudden hush in her voice when calls came late. The perfume she didn't wear for me. Betrayal doesn't scream. It drips. Quiet, steady, until you're drowning. At first, I told myself I was paranoid. That humiliation at the wedding was blinding me. That I was making patterns from nothing. But her lies were not accidents. They were crafted, choreographed, like the way she kissed me in the kitchen, soft, distracted, while her phone buzzed face down on the counter. The betrayal wasn't just infidelity, it was conspiracy, a decision made by her and her family to shut me out, not just from the wedding, from the truth. I became deliberate, quiet, invisible in my own home. While she slept, I studied the glow of her phone reflected in the mirror. Screenshots of messages, bank transfers disguised as business expenses, sudden weekend yoga retreats that didn't match the calendar. I'm a lawyer, real estate law, ideal in paper trails, signatures, proof. Lies collapse when pressed with the weight of evidence. So I gathered receipts from hotels, credit card slips, phone records buried beneath layers of deletion. I didn't confront her, not yet. Rage is wasteful. Rage burns too quickly. Instead, I filed every discovery into a separate folder, encrypted, dated. I marked every inconsistency like a surgeon cutting tissue. At work, I smiled through board meetings. At home, I asked about her day. At night, I drafted contracts no one would ever sign. The silence grew sharp. Every small laugh she gave into the phone became a blade. Every "I love you" she whispered before turning her back in bed felt like acid eating through my ribs. And still, I waited. Because timing is everything. The report arrived on a Thursday. DNA results. Ordered quietly, paid in cash, delivered to my office, sealed in white. I opened it with hands that did not shake. The child she claimed was mine wasn't. 2 years of bedtime stories, scraped knees, tiny hands clutching my finger. A life built on the foundation of a lie. I stared at the words until they blurred, not out of grief, out of recognition. The puzzle was complete. That night, at dinner, I slid the envelope across the table. Open it. Her fork stilled. She hesitated, then peeled the seal. Her face drained as she read, lips trembling, fingers tightening. "You knew?" she whispered. I nodded once. The silence that followed was not between us. It was around her, a cage built of her own choices. 2 weeks later, I hosted my own ceremony. By the sea. White tents, gold accents, a stage lit by dusk. Every detail curated, every guest hand-picked. Not family, not hers, partners, clients, judges, reporters. I stood beneath the canopy and raised my glass. Cameras clicked, phones streamed live. My wife couldn't make it tonight, I said evenly, pausing to let curiosity ripple through the crowd. But I thought it was important you all knew who she really is. Transparency matters, in law, in life. I revealed the report. Not graphic, not loud, just the truth, projected on a screen as the tide pulled in. The room turned cold. Gasps, murmurs, heads shaking in disbelief. Her name spread faster than fire. By dawn, the story was viral. The perfect family mask shattered. The respectable facade drowned. And I didn't raise my voice once. She called. Dozens of times. Messages stacked, desperate, pleading. I didn't answer. The house is quiet now. I hear only the sea through the open window, the faint hum of traffic far away. Freedom doesn't feel like joy. It feels like nothing. And nothing is stronger than grief. I look at the wedding photo she sent months ago, the one that excluded me. Everyone smiling, glasses raised. They thought they erased me. But the truth has a longer memory. And tonight, when the world scrolls past her ruined face, I realize something final. I didn't lose a wife. She lost her mask.